Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Griffith. I help to run Scaped Outdoors with my husband, Kevin. And typically, you will always see my husband being the one out in the field building your projects. You may have worked with him during the initial phases of getting started with Scaped Outdoors, but I am the behind the scenes person working to run the business, keep all things going that way. And one of my jobs is to put together contracts. So once a project is ready to be sold, I do a lot of work to get that ready to have that very important meeting between the client and my husband. And so today, I thought it would be very beneficial for our future clients to know what this process looks like and why we do it the way that we do it. So what I'm going to do is just talk to you about our contract signing process. At Scaped Outdoors, this is an event. I know that it's very easy to just in this day and age say it should be a DocuSign, we send it over electronically, it's done, and that's it. There are a lot of companies that run their business that way, and I respect it. But I will say, at this season in our business, while we choose to remain smaller and family owned and family run, we do not choose to do contract signings that way. And so I'll tell you why, we'll get into it. So first things first, what happens is there are a series of meetings that you have with us prior to getting to this point. Obviously, you see us for a site visit. There's typically an intake appointment where we decide, are we a good fit for each other? After that intake appointment, that's usually virtually, we'll come on site. From there, Kevin prepares your estimate for you. We do if you need to do design work, that happens. And then we have our concept meeting where we're presenting the concept of this project for you. What happens from there is our clients will give feedback back and forth as to what they want to see move to production, meaning what portions of the estimate do they feel like align with their budget and their goals for the space. And then they give us the green light to say, hey, I'd like to move forward with a contract. Here's the portions of our contract that I would select. Our estimating software allows them to have the ability to turn on which portions of the project they want to do. So they get to select it electronically, and then we receive a notification that the client has approved this proposal. That triggers this contract signing meeting for us. And so what happens is we'll set a date up and we will come to your house and we will sit down with you at the table. This is important to us. Again, this is the day and age where I could have just pushed a DocuSign over and said, here it is, go ahead and sign it. However, we are intentionally choosing to have this final meeting in place. And so what happens is this gives us the opportunity to make sure that our client continues to feel very informed on the project. They feel safe knowing that we're giving them space to answer final questions. We are going over the contract with them. We're not just saying, here it is, sign it. We're sitting down with them, going through the contract, making sure that they understand all the deliverables. At this time, we go over things like how long it will take us to do the project. So when can you expect us to show up to start it? We'll give that date. We will tell them you can expect it to be completed by this date. Obviously, always weather pending, natural disaster, all those. I have to always give that caveat. But the reality is, in all the years that we have been in business now, which this is a pretty cool statistic. Kevin typically, I can't even think of the time where Kevin was wrong on his dates of when he said he would be there or when he said he would be finished. His accuracy in estimating on how long it takes things to be done is incredibly accurate. So just know that when we give you a date, it really pretty much is your date. In the event something crazy happens, it could change a little bit, but we really value saying, we gave you this date, we're going to be here on this date, and we're going to do it in this time frame. We are not a contractor. I think this is great to know. We are not a contractor who shows up and does your project and then tries to do multiple projects at one time. You get us for the duration of your job. So we pull in on site, we mobilize, we build it until we are finished, and then we leave, and then we start someone new. We are not starting your project and 5 other projects at the same time. You get our attention during this. And so we kind of just go through all of those things. We ensure that all the material selections are exactly what you wanted. We've already talked about it before, but we'll say, okay, this is the paper color, this is the border, here's how you want it done. We go over it all one last time because it's so important to have clarity when it comes to this. So during this time, we'll go through that contract. We will give you a copy of our insurance certificate. You're welcome to check in on that, but we carry all the required insurance that we have to have in order to be a contractor in Pennsylvania. We disclose with you if there are any subcontractors involved. So say, for example, we needed to use a plumber because you chose to have a gas fire pit put in. We need to have a plumber come in and certify that was done appropriately. Little things like that. We will disclose it to you during this time. In addition, we will also ask if you're willing to allow us to feature your project on social media. For us, we love sharing our work. It's how we grow our business. We're proud of it, and we hope you're proud of it too. And so we will ask if we're allowed to show photos of your job while it's being done, while it's finished, and clients sign off on that typically very gladly. They're glad to share. We don't say your name or your home address, but we share the work. So we go over that at that time. We ask your permission. We talk about, I'm trying to think what else. We go over let me pull it here for you. One of the things in regards to the deposit, this is huge. We follow Pennsylvania law. So Pennsylvania has a law around how much contractors are allowed to ask for upfront at your deposit. We follow that law very rigidly, and so your deposit is due that day. It's a fair amount. It's broken out by your project, and we disclose that to you before that meeting. So we will say to you, okay, this is the portion of the scope that you have agreed upon. Here is your 1/3 or whatever it might be for this situation, but here's your 1/3 amount that is due at contract signing. And so that means that we will show up with this, we will show up with the contract, and your requirement is you will also have the deposit on that day. You will receive an invoice from us. We use QuickBooks. You can pay it through check, you can pay cash, you can pay card online. Those are all of your choices. We have the option to do it that way. So that is it's very old school. I won't pretend that what we're doing isn't old school. This is an old school way of contractors signing contracts, and I don't have any interest in changing that at all, especially the way that we have found success in this meeting. We care about our trust that we build with our clients, and we find that this meeting helps to do that. So we're not interested in changing the way we play the game. We want to come and sit in your kitchen or at your table with you and make sure that everything we said we were going to do, we're able to deliver on and do for you, and that we are in alignment and that we're working on being excellent communicators together. So this meeting it's our favorite meeting. And so anyways, what happens after that contract gets signed, Kevin comes home, I record the deposit in QuickBooks, you get a receipt showing proof of payment, and then we work to put you on the calendar. And then from there, depending on how far out we're booked, will depend on, are we immediately applying for things like permits? Some of your projects require permits. We will also, depending on when it starts, we will put in the one call to be able to be digging. We're playing the game correctly. I just want you to know that we really value the process. We play by the rules. We have the right parameters in place to protect not just our business, but to protect you as a homeowner. So anyways, I just wanted to share that. I think that transparency is really key in decision making for our clients. So I just want you to know what you can expect if you decide to work with Scaped Outdoors. So we look forward to sitting down at your kitchen table and hopefully signing a contract with you in the future.